today. So we're going to look at some more concrete examples, because that actually is sort of actually a general description of a problem, how can I formulate as an LP. But more importantly, if you look at question 2, so question 2 says that we've got actually a scheduling problem like this. We've got 8 different jobs, and each job has a due date, has actually a processing time, and alternatively, I'm actually given a weight to each job. So this will be actually useful later. So for one of the problems, but for the moment, I'm not actually worried about actually the first 3 rows. So row 1 is the number of jobs. Row 2 is the processing time. Row 3 is just the actual due date. Now, but if we haven't got any other information, that actually means that all these are vibrant date should be 0. Yeah. Now, so meaning that we are going to actually have the situation that at the beginning of each of that procedure, and every job is available. Yeah, and then we're going to see how can we actually just schedule it. Now, there are actually a number of ways of scheduling that. Depends on which ones you want to actually minimize. Yeah. So for the moment, we've got actually 5 different questions. So the first one is that we're going to have to minimize the mean flow time. So the mean flow time really actually means the total flow time. Yeah. So the total flow time, if you add all the total flow time and divide it by n, but n is a constant, which is equal to 8. So minimizing the total flow time is equivalent to minimizing the average. Yeah, because you've got actually a constant there. And yeah, so what is the procedure for that? How can we actually minimize the total flow time? This is the easiest way, yeah. So the easiest way to minimize, to actually find a schedule for that one is to schedule shorter, jobs like the first, and the longer jobs the second, or later. Yeah, so then we just follow pretty much what we call it SPT, so short to the process SPT. So SPT is a short to the process time. And bear in mind that this will not appear in your final exam. And this is what I get, is that it's not up to me to set an exam paper. But that is too simple, yeah. So of course you might actually have one procedure requiring that, but you're not actually asked to schedule something using that SPT. And now if you actually use that one, then of course that actually is easy. So we're going to have to pick up those ones which we're going to have to rank that actually in terms of the process time. So the process time, the shortest one is actually the 4. Then we've got 3 first. I'm sorry, yes, 3. So 4 is 3 hours. So put it here, 3 hours. And 3, okay, 3. So that actually requires 5 hours. Well, we've got actually 5 hours here. So what is 5, which requires 6 hours. Then we've got actually 2/8. So 2/8 in this case, that is the so-called tie situation. So you can pick up anyone. Yeah. So I can pick up the first one, for example, the first one. That gives you 8 hours. Then 8. You also have 8 hours. Sorry, 8 hours here. And 9 hours gives you 7. So 7 is 9 hours. 10 is 6. So 6 gives you 10 hours. And the 12. So number 2. Number 2 gives you actually 12 hours. This is actually your finishing time. So 5 hours or stuff, yeah. Now, we need to actually find the flow time. So flow time is the sum of all these one by one. So we've got actually 3 here, and that gives you 3 plus 5 is 8, 14. So this is 22, 30, so 39, and 49, and 50, 61, so 61. Yeah, so the total flow time is 61, and in fact, this actually is the minimum, or if you want, you can actually say F bar is equal to 61 divided by 8. Yeah, so this is just your average. Yeah, so the problem is actually quite easy to do, particularly for the first one. But of course, that actually will not actually give you an optimal in the sense that you have delays, for example. Yeah. So this only gives you optimal average flow. So I know that I can finish as quick as possible. Well, by as quick as possible, I really mean that on average, each of the jobs actually will actually stay the shortest time within that process. But of course, you still it doesn't matter how you actually schedule them. This 61 will not change. Yes.
Is the flow time equal to same as like completion time?
Flow time, yes, for this case, because your I is equal to 0. Yeah, so why I is not equal to 0, then they're different. So the flow time is actually a completion time, take away R, but I is equal to 0. Yeah. So in that case, this is yes. And then of course, it doesn't matter how you actually just move them around, you will always get this 61 maximum. But actually, because we actually add up one by one each step, so actually 3 plus 5, that's 8. Then for that one goes 3 plus 8 plus 14, and for that one 3 plus 8 plus 14 plus 22. So every time you actually just add up all the sums from the first one to the current one. So that means that if you have a larger number in between, then that will actually increase your average. Yeah, so on the right, you have to put all the smaller numbers towards the beginning. Yeah. Or some people actually call, I think we mentioned that in the lectures as well, some people actually call this is the average number of jobs. On that actually in that process, or in that actual workshop. Now, why this is actually true? The reason is that, for example, if you had to put the longest one here, so it will take 12 hours for the first job, so second job to finish. But within that 12 hours, all the other jobs are still there, although you're not actually processing them. Yeah. So, but they're still there. Now that's why, at least for the first 12 hours, you've got actually all the 8 jobs there. Where if you look at this arrangement, for the first 3 hours, you've got 12 jobs there, but from 3 to 5, you only have 7 jobs there. From actually that point to from 14 to 22, you only have actually 6 jobs, and so on. So every time when you have to process a job, well, this is finished, just let it go. Yeah, that's why, in that sense, it will not actually change your total processing time, but it will actually change your average. Now, question B, minimize the weighted mean average time. So, wait, please. Yeah, so we're just sort of starting to work on the questions. So this is the question sheet 3. Now, so this is also easy, yeah. So previously we actually used the shortest processing time, but this time I'm going to use actually this Pi or Pj divided by Wj. I will rank my process time not in terms of Pj, but in terms of Pj and Wj. Yeah, so I need to calculate that. So Pj by Wj, so when j is equal to 1, so we've got actually 3 divided by what's the weight? 8, not 3, I'm sorry. So 8 divided by 4, so this gives you 2. Now the next one is 12 divided by 1. And of course, the next one, number 3, is 5 divided by 3. So 5 by 3, and 3 by 2. So 3 by 2, and So what is the next one? So we got to 6 by 7, so 6 over 7, and 10 over 8, 10 over 8, and 9 over 5, and of course 8 over 6, 8 over 6. So 8 over 6, so this is 2, so that is equal to 12. So 5 over 3 is equal to 1 and 2/3, yeah? So this is actually 1 and a half. And what is this one? So this is actually less than 1, so less than 1. And so that one is 5 over 4. So 5 over 4 is just gives you 1 and 1 over 6, yeah? 5 over 4, is that right? No, 4. 4. 5 over 4. Is that right? 5 over. Yeah. So this is 9 over. So this actually is 1 and 4 over 5. And so that is just 4 over 3. So 4 over 3 is just 1 and 1/3. Now, so we can actually just organize that. So 1. So the smallest one is this one. So this is number 1. And number 2 is this one. Yes, sorry, it's this one, number 2. So number 3 is this one. Number 3. So number 4 is that one. Yes, so number 4. So number 5. And number 6. So number 6. And number 7. And number 8. Yeah, so that actually will give you my schedule in terms of this weight. I'm not good at actually the numbers, so just check out the numbers whether they're correct or not. Yeah, so then my schedule for this question here, my schedule will become, so this corresponds to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 first, and number 2 is 6. So 5 equals, I'm still actually copying the numbers, the actual numbers here. So 5 actually equals 6 hours. So 6 equals 10 hours. And then the next one is 8. So 8. So 8 equals 8 hours. And so 3, 4. So this is 1, 2, 3. So this is 4. 4 requires 3 hours. And of course, this is 3. 3 requires 5 hours. And that one, so number 1. So number 1 requires 8 hours. Then the last one is number 2. So number 2 requires 8 hours. That's right. 12 hours. Yeah, so that I can finish the schedule. But how can I calculate the average flow? How can I calculate the average flow for that one, the flow time? So weighted, yeah, so we need to use weighted. So the average flow time for that one, F bar, is actually given by, remember, we've got like 1 over sum of Wj, then times the sum of Wj times Fj, yeah? Where j is from 1 to 8. So sum them up. Now, so in this case, I need to actually find out my Fj's. So my Fj, so this is the 6, and that is actually 16. The 16 plus 8, 24. So 27, and then 32, 40, and 52. Now, I've got actually a problem because that number does not actually equal to that one, so that is something wrong with the numbers. Let me check out. So 5 give you 6. So 6 give you 10. 8 give you 8. 4 give you 3. And 3 give you.
Maybe 7.
Sorry? Mr. 7, yeah. Oh yes. So where's the 7? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, 7 is number 6. Yeah. So okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 here. So I've got 7 here. That's a problem. Yeah, so I'm going to shift that one to 2 here. So this becomes 2. Then to finish, so this is 12. So that is 7. 7 has number 9. Yes, 9. 9 here. 9 here. So that is 49. Yeah, so that becomes 61. Yeah, that actually makes sense. Yeah, of course, actually, this actually is the total actual time, but it's not actually weighted time. So I have to actually just weight them up. So, so what is this one? So I've got actually sum of omega. So this actually is equal to 1 over. So what is the number there? So I've got a 4 plus 1 plus 3 plus 2 plus 7. Then plus 8, then plus 5, plus 6, then times. So the weighted one, so the weighted one is, so 6 times 4. Yeah, 6 times 4, then plus, I don't know, whatever you've got it there, yeah, so you can probably just check out the actual numbers. Now, so if you work out numbers, so that actually will give you the average flow, the weighted average flow. Now, I'm not quite sure the weighted average flow should be greater than 1. But I can just work that out. I think I've got actually the solution here. Okay, so the solution actually becomes, so this guy actually is equal to 926 divided by 36, which is about equal to 25.7. So what is this one, the previous one? So 62, so what is that one? Sorry. Okay, just use the calculator. So 61 divided by 8. Sorry? What's the number? So it's just this one. 61 by 8. Sorry.
So isn't that 3 plus 8 plus 14 plus 22? Should be it's not.
Oh, sorry, it's not that one. Yeah. Of course, yeah, of course. My mistake. Yeah. So I should actually just the average flow is not this one. Exactly. Yeah. So F is equal to sum of Fi and J is divided by 8. Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
It's 28.25.
Sorry.
28.25.
28 point something. Yeah. So you can actually see that the weighted one actually is slightly smaller. But of course, the most important thing is how can I assign weight? Because the weight cannot be assigned randomly, but that should actually have a pattern. Yeah. So it will actually just improve your solution slightly. So from 28 to 26 around. Yeah. So that actually will give you just the actual solution to number 2. I'm already like bored with that, so I'd like you guys to actually just do some questions. Yeah, let's just do actually question 3. So maximizing maximum tardiness. Minimizing, so we can find the minimum of F or T max. Yeah. We can find out that one. Now, so the procedure is easy. So what procedure should we use? EDD, yes. Sorry? Yeah, earliest due date. Yes, that's right. Yeah. So if this earliest due date, then of course I can solve the problem quite easily. Let me get rid of this one. Yeah, so the earliest due date, so this one I'm going to use actually EDD, so earliest due date. So earliest due date actually is 5 first, so 5. Then 4, so 5 and 4. So I'm going to calculate the actual time. So 5 actually has a flow time of 6, 4 has a flow time of 3, and so 5, 4. Then the next one is 8. So 8 actually has a flow time of 8 as well. 3. Yeah, so 3. So that has actually a flow time of 5. So the next one is 19. Yeah, so 19 is 1. So that actually has a flow time of 8. Then 6, which has a flow time of 24. 10.
Flow time is 10.
Oh, it's 10, sorry. So this is 10, yeah. Then the next one is 7, which has a flow time of 9, and what is the last one? 2. Yeah, so 2 actually has a flow time of 12. Now, so this is just my optimal schedule, but of course, I need to find out the numbers, yeah. I need to find my tardiness, and I need to find like the total flow number. So the total flow number is actually 6 to 1, but the average flow number, so we've got actually 6 F1, so the average flow number F1, F5 is equal to 1 over 8 times the sum of, so 6 plus 3 is 9, then plus, so 9 plus 8, 17, then plus 17 plus 5, 22, then this is 30, then plus 40, then plus 49, then plus 61, yeah? So this is just my average flow time. What is the number of this one? Should actually be greater than actually the one we just worked out, yeah? In fact, greater than actually 28. So what's the number?
30.
Sorry?
30.
30, yeah, it's around 30, yeah. Yeah, so you can actually see that this is not optimal in terms of average flow, but it's the optimal solution if you look at the actual due date. So the completion time, so this also actually equals completion time. So the completion time, if you actually compile that again with the due date, so number 5 has a due date of 7. Sorry, not 7, 5. Just too many numbers, so 5. So number 4 has a due date 7, and number 8 has a due date of 8. So this is number 3 has a due date of 10. Then that is number 1. The number 1 has due date of 19. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so this one. And number 6. So number 6 has 24. And the number 7 has a due date of 27. And the last one, which is number 2. So number 2 has a due date of 34. So you can actually see that if you look at the difference and the flow time, and sometimes it's actually great, then the due date sometimes it's less than. So if you look at the difference, so that take away that. So you will actually see that the 6 take away 5, and so that gives you, so finish by 6, and your due date is equal to -1. What? The actual tardiness is equal to 1, and the tardiness is equal to 2, so that gives you 9, so that gives you 12, that gives you actually 11.
-11.
Yeah, so you've got 16, yeah, so it's 16. So that gives 22, and that gives you, so 30, so 27, yeah. Now, so the law actually delayed the job, and so you can also find like the average delay. So add those numbers up and divide by the number of jobs, which is 8. Yeah, so this is your TI. So this is your TJ, and your T bar is equal to 1 over 8 times the sum of this one. So this is 12, 24, 35, 35 plus 16, so 40 and 51. So 51, so this becomes 73. 73, so this becomes 100, yeah. This becomes 100, yeah, becomes 100. Yeah, so this is the average delay time on tardiness date. Yeah, so up to now, we've got actually very easy sort of job to do, but of course, D and E. So D actually is to minimize the mean flow time subject to the new due date and restriction, whatever. So I'm going to actually leave that for you guys to do, and then the last one is to use the Hodgson's algorithm to find an optimal schedule, which minimizes the number of tardiness jobs. Now, so I will leave like the D and E for you to do, but I've got actually 2 similar examples, which is appended here. So these 2 examples are actually from actually our previous. So the first one is from actually our previous example, from actually example in our worksheet 4, worksheet 2. But I'm going to actually solve the problem in a different way. Yeah. And then the second one, so 3.4, so the fourth example question actually is from the example I did actually on Monday. Remember, I did actually the Wilkinson's and Alvin's algorithm, yeah, which is harder. But this time I'm going to actually just use the Hodgson's algorithm to find out. And so when I have finished these ones, I would like you guys to actually do question D and E. So they are pretty much the same thing, just use the same algorithms. And I need to get a bit more space here. So before actually I start, I would like to just have a review of what we did before. What's this question? Oh, it's here, sorry, yeah. Review what we did previously, on Monday. just refresh our mind on what we have done. Yeah, I think it's that one. Now towards the end, I've got like two different things. One actually is the so-called Smith's rule. So Smith's rule actually is to optimize. Remember actually last week we actually did one question I asked you. So I did that question. I said, look, the first step actually is to use like EDD. Then I've got a solution, and this does not really just optimize something. Of course, actually, it optimize actually the tardiness time, the total tardiness time, but I don't actually really actually optimize the total flow time. Yeah? Then we play that exercise. We say, look, just use our intuition. So we say, look, because this 5 has some slacks, because if you actually schedule 5 actually somewhere, then you actually finish 5, number 5 actually earlier than its due date. Then I can actually move that actually to, because 5 has the longest process time, so I can move that around and move actually the other short time so up. Now, so in fact, that actually, before we actually do that, we didn't actually do the Smith's rule for that. In fact, this is really just a Smith's rule. So we can actually use the Smith's rule to actually solve that problem. Now, that actually says, I'm just repeating actually the lectures on Monday, just in case I have forgotten. It says that actually, if you find actually a scheduling problem, so that you can actually minimize, you can actually find that actually all the jobs will not actually be delayed if you have a schedule for that one. Then that actually means that in this case, I can actually find another schedule so that all the jobs do not have delay as well as the total average flow time is minimized. This is what we did last week, yeah, by our intuition. Now, but then Smith's rule says that I can actually do the formula in this way. So how can I do that? I've got actually 4 different steps. I've got to construct a set of jobs so that this is actually greater than the sum of the total, whatever you can think of, total things. Then I pick up actually a job which actually the largest actually running time or processing time. I put that aside. Then of course I'm going to actually swap that and do that again. Now, so come back to our problem. So this is just our theory. So if you come back to, well, I can simply just write it down here. So the problem is quite easy. So the problem actually is the one we did last week. And I've got 5 jobs. So I've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And each job actually has a process time, which is exactly the same as the number of jobs. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is your number of jobs, and that is your PJ, and you've got due date J, which is given by 9, 13, 11, 15, and 10. Yeah, so that actually is my scheduling problem. So I'm going to actually find out whether, if I can use EDD, whether I can have no job delays. Now the situation says yes. So if you have to look at the EDD, so if you use EDD, then of course you will get, so this is the shortest one. Sorry, this is the earliest due date, I've got like 1 here. And the next one is just 3. And 5. Oh, so this is 5, sorry, 5 and 3. And then the 2 and 13, yeah, so 2 and 4, so 2 and 4. Now the actual flow time for this one, I've got 1 here, 5 actually has a flow time 5, and so this 3, so 3 has 3, 2 has 2, and 4 has 4, yeah. Now so, and so that gives you the total flow F, this is my Fj, so we've got like 1, 6, so 9, 11, and this is 15. So if you compare that with the actual due date, so the due date for the first one is not Yes, 9, yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's 9, so due date for the fifth one is 10, so that actually gives you 3 is 11, and the 4 is 15. Sorry, this is not 2, it's not 4. Sorry. 2 is actually equal to 13, and that actually is equal to 15. So you can actually see that if you have to find the difference, they're all negative, so 1 particularly 9, so you're 8 days ahead, so your F, so TJs are all equal to 0. Now in this case, I can actually find the schedule. I know that this is optimal in terms of the total average delays, but it's not optimal in terms of the average FIs. Yes, if you sum them up, then of course that actually will give you a larger number than the result actually by using like SPT, SPT, sorry. Yeah, then of course Smith's algorithm says that I can actually improve that. How can I improve that? I thought I could read the actual things here. So to improve that, what I can do is that I'm going to have to write down the tables here. So I can actually use those steps. So the first step is that I'm going to look at my current schedule from EDD. So that actually gives you 1, 5, 3, 2, 4. 1, 5, 3, 2, 4. Yeah, this is just the 5 jobs. Then of course, so this actually comes from this is just my first step. I should actually put it here. This is the step 1. Yes, step 1. Then my step 2 says that I'm going to actually sum them up. And sorry. Yeah, okay. I look at the one part. I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah. And look at the one solution because I look at the solution to actually number 4. So step 1. Now step 1 says that I'm going to look at the total processing time, so sub PJ. So sub PJ, of course, actually if you look at a schedule, that should be 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. That gives you 15. That gives you 15. Then my next thing is actually to look at those jobs which actually has a due date greater than or greater or equal to 15. So that actually is under one job. So this actually is equal to here, so that is equal to D4. Yeah? Now if this is equal to D4, then of course what I can do is that I'm going to actually schedule 4 last. I know that actually if you schedule 4 last, the due date is exactly the same as my total processing time, so I won't have delay. Now, so the next one, so step 2, says that actually I'm going to actually just get rid of 4. The 4 has been scheduled. So if 4 has been scheduled, now I have actually 4 different jobs, which is actually 1, 2, 3, and 5. So I'm going to look at the sum of PJs, where J is from 1 to 5, but J is not equal to 4. Now, so what is this one? So that becomes 1 plus 2. Well, it's really just equal to 15 take away 4. Yes. So that gives you 11. Yeah, because you take 4 out, then 4 has a 4 hours to finish. Yes, then I'm going to look at this number and compile this number with actually the given numbers there to see which ones are greater than 11. So of course I don't actually count the 4 anymore because 4 has been scheduled. So I only have actually these 2 numbers. Yeah? So that actually is actually less than the 2, and D3. So I've got these twos. Now, then I'm going to actually look at the P2s. So P2 is equal to 2, and P3 is equal to 3. Now, obviously, actually P3 is actually greater than P2. So according to our sort of intuition, I always actually need to actually schedule actually shorter work first, then the longer work. Now, I know that like, this might actually schedule like P2 and P3 or P3 and P2, it will not actually affect your delays because both of the two due dates are actually greater than delays. So that actually will not actually just cause any delays. So in this case, I'm going to have to schedule this actually P3 or 3 last. Now, so I'm going to look at my schedule. So schedule, for the moment I've got actually 4 here, then of course here I add a 3 here. Yeah. Now when 3 is done, I'm going to actually look at the leftovers. So the leftovers, so this is my step 2 and 3. So step 3. So step 3 says that I'm going to look at actually the other 3s. So the other 3s are P1, P1, then plus P2 and P5, plus P5. So 3 and 4 are out. Is that right? Okay. So that gives you, so 1 plus 2 plus 5, so you've got actually 8. So 8, then I'm going to look at those actually due dates of 1, 2, and 5. So 1 has a due date 9, 2 has a due date 13, and that has a due date like 10. So all of them actually are greater than 8. So that is less than D1, D2, and D5. Now, so again, out of this one, I'm going to find actually the longest time to actually process, then pick that up and we schedule that. Now, so of course, this actually has the longest one, so we've got P5, which is equal to 5, which is greater than P1 and P2. Yeah, P1 and P2. So I'm going to schedule this one, but I have 4, 3, and 5 here. Yeah, then I'm left over for 2 of them, so then I start 4. That gives me P1 plus P2, that is equal to 3. So both these ones are actually greater than that one, so we're going to D1 and D2. Now, but D1 has a short processing time, D2 has a longer one, so I'm going to schedule actually 2 last, I'm sorry. Yeah, so schedule 2 last. So that gives you 4, 3, 5, 2, and of course the last one is equal to 1, yeah? The 1 is just 1 job left over. Now, what is like the total flow time? I know that in doing so, I don't actually create any delays. So all the tardiness time should be equal to 0. The main reason is that every time when I actually pick up jobs, I make sure that the due date of the jobs are greater than the tardiness time, the due date, total processing, finish time, yeah.
There, D3 is equal to 11, sir. It's not greater than 11.
So D2?
D3.
D3?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay, so it should be less than or equal to, yes. Yeah. And then of course that actually means that I haven't actually caused any delays in any jobs, but at the same time I'm actually swapping some of the jobs so that actually it satisfies the principle that actually shorter jobs come first and longer jobs come second. Now, what's the total? So the total flow time, that actually is equal to 1. So you've got actually, this is Fj, so Fj is equal to 1, and this is 1 plus 2 is 3, 3 plus 5 is 8, 8 plus 3 is 11, and 11 plus 4 is 15. So altogether, I've got that, so actually Fj's, so my Fj bar is equal to So 1 plus 3 plus 8 plus 11 plus 15 divided by 5. So what is this one? So that gives you 4 and 12, so 23 and 38. Yes, so 38 divided by 5, whatever you can work out. Now what is this one? So that one, for that example here, just use the EDD. I've got actually this F bar given by, so this is 10, 16, so 27, 37 plus 5, so you've got actually 42, yeah, divided by 5. Yeah. So you can actually see that this is actually improvement. Now, in fact, this is optimal. So we did that last week. If you still have notes. So last week we just used our intuition to swap them. Do you have the solutions there for last week? Is that actually 38 divided by 5? From my handwritten stuff? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so 38 by 5. So of course, actually, this actually formalizes actually the thing we did last week. And yeah, so I'll just remind you that this actually is under the condition that you can actually schedule, initially you can schedule the job so that there's no tardiness jobs. There's no delays. Yeah, if you do have delays, then of course you can use this one, but you cannot make sure that the result is also actually have delays. Yeah. Now the next one. Yeah, so the next one, 3.4, that actually is the example I did actually on Monday. Remember when I, last period of time, I used actually this PPT file to actually just explain that problem, just using what's called using the Wilkerson Alvin's method. Now this time I'm going to actually to do that in a different way. So I'm going to actually just make sure that I will actually have a schedule which actually has the minimum number of tardiness jobs. So it's not actually the minimum average delays or average tardiness job, but it's the minimum number. Before I do that, let me just actually show you the result I did last week. Last lectures, and this actually is in a different file. So it's actually in this PPT. Oh, it is in PPT. Yeah. Ah, it's here. Yeah, remember actually we did that one. So that is the exact same problem, but ordered in a different way. Now the result we actually did from last lectures, we did actually that. I've got actually the minimum flow time and we've got actually the minimum tardiness, which is actually 6.2. But actually how many actually delays? I've got 1, 2, 3. We've got 3 delay jobs. One actually is here, one is there, and one is there. But of course the total delay time is minimized. Yeah, this is what I did before. Now this time I'm not actually going to actually minimize the total delay time, which in our case here is actually 31, so that should be 31, not 32, but 31. Yeah. But instead, I'm going to actually find a schedule which has the minimum number of delays, meaning that the minimum number should actually be smaller than 3 or equal to 3 at most. Yeah. So I'll see whether I can actually achieve that or not. Yeah. So keep that in mind. So I'm going to just look at the question again. So the question is this. Yeah, so this is just my question. Or if you like, you can actually just look at that sheet. Yeah, that sheet. So I've actually just written that in the raw white way. do that, I need to just look at the actual algorithms. So if you look at the actual algorithm, which actually goes here, so that is this one, so Hodgson's algorithm. So Hodgson's algorithm actually behaves like this. Now again, we've got actually a few steps. So the first step says that I'm going to partition the job actually into two different sets, E and L. And initially, actually L is empty, but E actually is the schedule from your EDD. Now then, I'm going to actually to pick up actually the jobs which actually have delays and compare that actually with some other jobs to see whether the actual processing time is greater than the other jobs or not. Then, of course, I'm going to actually move the job which has the greatest processing time into this L, so into that set L here. Then, of course, gradually, I'm going to create actually a set which actually can partition the whole set into actually E and L and combine them together, and that will give you the result. Yeah, so and back to the problem itself. Yeah, I've got a solution. So I've actually just mislaid the pages. I put actually the solution here, the first page, but the other one is the second page. And that's why I made a mistake previously. Now, first of all, I'm going to actually just solve the problem use EDD. So I'm going to schedule that. So this is my initial condition, initial guess, or initial iteration, whatever you can see. So the first one, I'm going to actually just organize that in terms of due dates. So the due dates are, so the shortest one is 31, so that gives you actually job 3. Then the next one is 32, so that gives you job 5. Then the next one is 33, so this is job 4 and 45, so 45. Oh, sorry. So 3, I've done that already, yeah. So 3, 5, and 4, and 1. Yeah, I have 5 jobs. Yeah, so 2, 1, okay. 2, 1. Yeah, so and then I'm going to actually look at the PJs. So PJs that actually gives you, because one PJs are 31, and that gives you 33. Sorry, 31 and 2. And I think I've too many numbers in my sheet, so it's really hard to look at that. And yeah, so that gives you 1, then that gives you 29, and that gives you 11. Now the corresponding completion time, CJ, which is also your flow time, as I mentioned before. So again, I need to imagine that my RJ is equal to 0. Yeah. So the flow time is really just your completion time because RJ is equal to 0. And then my CJ gives you actually 31, so the 31 plus 2, so the 33, then 34, and plus that 29, so that gives you 63, and of course 74. This is the completion time. But if you actually compare them with actually due date, so we've got actually due date DJ, corresponding due date, gives you actually 31, 32, and 33, and I've got actually 45, and 61. Yeah. Then I'm going to calculate my tardiness time. So tardiness time, this becomes 0, so the tardy job. And 1, yes, 1 is also equal to 1, so that gives this one, take away that one. 18, so they've got actually 13 here. Now this finishes my first or initial step. This is actually the schedule from EDD. Now, so in that case, I'm going to proceed to my step 1. So step 1 says that initially I've got actually E is equal to 3, 5, 4, 2, and 1. But my L is equal to 5. So initially I don't have an L. I only have like all the jobs are scheduled in E. Now this time I'm going to actually identify the first tardy jobs. So the first tardy job is actually equal to that one. Sorry. Yeah, so that one. So this actually corresponds to that one, yeah. So my first tardy job, I is actually, or J is actually equal to 5. This is my first tardy job. Then I'm going to look at the two P's. Now, I've got actually P5 is equal to 2. And the one before that, I have one actual job before that, which is actually E3. So P3 is actually equal to 31. Yeah, that gives you this one. Now, so obviously this actually is smaller than that one. If that is smaller than that one, so what I need to do is actually to move that one into my L. Yeah, so then I'm going to have to redefine my A to be equal to 5 first. I'm going to delete this one, this job 3, I move that to L. So 5 and then 4 and 2 and 1. But my L becomes 3. Yeah, so that actually becomes my second iteration. But after this iteration, I've got actually schedule. So 5, 4, 2, 1, and 3. Yes, I'll put the 3 aside here. Now I'm going to actually calculate the tardiness time. And of course, this is my J and this is my PJ. So PJ, just copy them down. So I've got 2, 1, 29, and 11, and 31. Then of course my CJ completion time is actually changed. So everything actually should be deleted by this, earlier by this 31. So that gives you 2, so 3 plus that 1, so 32 and 43. Yeah, then this is my completion time, then my due date. So I'm going to move these numbers across. So that gives you 32, 33, 45, and 61. And the last one is just equal to 31. Yeah, 31. Then look at my tardiness time, my tardy jobs. My tardiness. So that becomes 0, this is negative, negative, 0. This is also negative, and this is also negative, that becomes 0. Yeah? So you can actually see after one iteration, I've got actually the right schedule. So the right schedule is here. That actually minimizes the total number of targets. Yeah. In fact, I don't have any tardy jobs anymore. Yeah. And because all this, so I've got this number. So 31. Yeah, 31 here. Yeah, 31 here. Yeah. And yeah. So then of course, if you actually find like down the bottom, you have more tardy jobs. So you do the same thing. For example, if this is a tardy job, or that is a tardy job, you need to actually just pick that up and compile the processing time of this one with the other two, and find the maximum one and move that to L. Yeah, so this is what you can do. And you shift that actually just toward the left, and you then actually just recalculate those jobs. Now let's say find this.
So why is CJ of 3 is still 31 then?
That is 74.
It should be 74, right?
CJ.
CJ for job.
Oh, yeah, this is 74. Yes, of course, yeah. This is plus that, yes. So, should I put it there?
No, that is 43.
33. So
31.
74. Yes, you're right. Yeah. So that should actually go to. This should actually be the sum of that one and that one. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Then of course I can actually calculate the average flows. So I know that actually T bar this time is equal to 0. And what is actually my average flows? So average flow should actually be equal to sum of those C's.
That's not 0. T bar is not 0 because we are having late completion time is 7.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so that gives you that. So you've got like a 31. Is that 41? 41, sorry. 41, you're right? Yeah. So if you change that number, then you get a different solution. I didn't look.
43.
43. I'm sorry. Yeah, 43. So 43, yeah, it is 43. I didn't actually look at the notes. Now, so, and I should actually put it there. So tardiness time is equal to 43 divided by 5 jobs. 5 jobs. So whatever you've got it here. And you can also actually calculate actually the average flows. And this actually 43 by 5, which is, what is the number?
8.6.
Sorry?
8.6.
8.6, yeah, 8.6. Now, it's actually much greater than the previous one we calculated. Remember actually when we actually calculated that one, we've actually got the tardiness average mean or mean tardiness time actually is 6.2. But we've got actually 3 different tardy jobs. Here I only have actually 1 tardy jobs, but I do actually have a larger average. So that means that I put actually all the weight, the delays, onto the third job, and so that actually there's no delay in all the rest of the jobs. Yeah, so this is just the way of solving that problem. Yeah. Were you actually able to actually solve those problems? So problem 2, question D and E. So question D and E are similar, yeah. So these are just. So question D is just use the Smith algorithm, and question E just use this Hodgson's algorithms. Yeah. Would you mind to do that yourself? Either actually one of you can come to the board, or you can actually do that privately. I'll post the solutions onto the web today, but remind you that I've actually reverted. So it's not in the right order, so my solution. Yeah, so question 4 comes first and question 3 comes second. Because when I scanned it, I actually made a mistake on that. Or anybody can actually come to the board and go to the back one to do actually this question, the 2 questions. Or we can actually have 2 volunteers. Do you want to come? Oh no, okay, you? What do you? Well, I think you guys can just discuss, yeah. Because now people actually just want to actually see lecturers actually sitting behind and to see actually student, what is the name for that? Classroom or whatever. So meaning that the students come to the board and they discuss, and the lecturers just like sitting there and just help them to understand it. Flipped class, flipped class. I'm quite happy to let you guys to actually just go on to the board and do it. But anyway, so if you don't want to actually come up, just like do that first, then just write your solutions.